Okay, wood decking. Here I'm talking cedar, mahogany, ipe, pressure-treated pine, bare wood decks, no stain or paint or water treatment, and more than just a little mildew. So think algae. Think dangerously slippery when wet. Maybe there's big slippery green patches. Generally speaking, these are decks that have never been maintained, decks which are just kind of neglected. These are most of the decks that I deal with, and for these situations, my preferred cleaning process is this. And I'll explain these more in detail, but briefly, step 1, cool the deck if it's hot. Step 2, saturate nearby things that I'm not cleaning. Usually that means plants, but it can mean other unpainted wood surfaces. Step 3, apply my cleaning solution. Step 4, I'm going to scrub it with a brush, and I do mean scrub, and I do mean everything. So railings, balusters, walking surfaces. Step 5, then I'm going to power rinse clean. On to step 6, brighten with oxalic acid. Step 7, rinse, rinse, rinse. Okay, so one by one. First, how hot is the deck? As a rule of thumb, if it's over 90 degrees, I'm going to give it a light rinse with water. I'm not going to saturate it. I'm not going to make a swimming pool. I'm just going to give it a mist. And the mist will probably dry fairly quickly. But the point is, that's knocked the temperature of the surface of the deck down a bit. And most likely when I go to apply my cleaning solution, that's not going to flash dry now. Step 2, I'm going to soak down anything nearby that I might get concerned about having my cleaning solution hit. So this can mean, obviously, plants, vegetation. Also, for me, a lot of times it means natural cedar sidewall. So if the sidewall is right up against the deck that I'm cleaning, I'm going to try to get that sidewall wet so I don't inadvertently clean that and leave clean streaks on the siding when I'm just there to clean the deck. Step 3. So I'm applying a solution which is half a cup of cleaning powder, sodium percarbonate, for every gallon of water. So I'm going to really soak it, let it soak. If it starts to dry, soak it again. Then I give things a scrub. So I scrub everything, but I'm going to focus on the parts that seem the most severe or the areas that are, most stubborn with bad algae. All right, now comes the power washer. So using a wand and using a fan tip, I'm going to power rinse with relatively high volume and relatively low pressure. I power wash with the grain of the wood, keeping the nozzle 5 or 6 inches from the surface of the wood. When I come to an end, I sort of flick the wand so it doesn't leave a sudden stop line, sort of like painting. There's a knack to blending the washing strokes with each other so that when everything dries, you don't see all these start and stop lines. So as I'm power washing, things should start to look noticeably better, like this, and this, and this. But here's the thing: when this wood dries, all of it's going to look a little dull and tired unless it's brightened right now with oxalic acid. And by right now, I mean as soon as I'm done with all the power washing, but before the water dries. So oxalic acid is going to be applied to a wet deck. I use half a cup of oxalic acid powder to a gallon of water. I apply it to the deck and railings and walking surfaces when everything is still wet from cleaning. And it does its thing pretty quickly. Here's the difference oxalic acid makes on different types of decking. Then, before it dries, I rinse, rinse, rinse. That right there is the process I use to clean typical wood decks.